And that's what I do through Engage for More. I mentor, I coach other women who have experienced loss or who are stuck, and they know there's a vision, there's a purpose, there's a plan for my life. I just don't know the next step.
Each day at Wesley Meadows is a new opportunity to serve older adults and reimagine retirement living. It is the heart of their mission that inspires their team to provide the kind of fun atmosphere and care residents would want for themselves. Experience the warm spirit and faith-based difference of Wesley Meadows. Call 662-429-2070 and schedule your visit today. Hello and welcome to The Real Hernando, presented to you by Wesley Meadows Retirement Community and produced by SRP Studios Podcasting. This podcast spotlights organizations, ministries, and community leaders in Hernando and Greater Desoto County by sharing their stories and what led them to serve the community. You can follow us at therealhernando.com. There you'll find all of our channels and social media platforms. I am your host, Derek, and today we're spotlighting two organizations, GatHER Desoto Women and Engage for More. GatHER Desoto Women is bringing together Desoto County, building a community of women passionate about their relationship with Christ and one another. Engage for More encourages women to engage and experience the more that Jesus came to offer. For more information, please visit gather-woman.com and engageformore.com. Today, we have Gwendolyn Neal, co-founder of both organizations. So she's the mastermind behind all of this. So that's why we're going to learn about everything she's doing. Gwendolyn, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Derek. Thank you so very much for having me.
Absolutely. So I like to start off sometimes on some context on how we meet or how I get a guest on. And this one's kind of funny. I'm going to be picking on myself a little bit here. Okay. So I have an assistant. Her name is Lexi. If you follow the show and all of our socials and everything, that's her. And then I finally put her on guest booking, and she's been great, knocking it out of the park. I got so many interviews booked over the next few weeks. I can't keep track of the names. So as we record this, just 3 days ago, I go to my BNI chapter meeting in Hernando, and I'm meeting people, shaking hands, and then we have our moments to stand up for our little 60 seconds ads. Gwendolyn stands up, and I'm still not connecting dots. She's talking about everything we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, you're like, and Derek, I can't wait for you to be on your podcast. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, awesome. Great. You know, I did not connect the dots. Yeah. And then we talked after. I was like, oh, so sorry. Oh, no, it was Tuesday. So you were like, I can't wait to be in your studio Friday.
Yeah,
and I was like, But we talked, we met afterwards. Awesome. Just a neat coincidence that you came to visit our chapter. Hope to see you there again.
Absolutely.
You're always welcome to visit.
Thank you.
Well, okay. So enough context. We got Gwendolyn here. We had some fun and looking forward to this. So let's, you want to start with, which organization would you like to start with?
Well, let's start with GatHER, since GatHER started it all. And just because there's so many consonants in Gwendolyn, you can call me Gwen.
Oh, Gwen. Easier for a mumbler like myself to say, too. Thank you.
And so with GatHER, there are 4 of us who formed GatHER: Tina Tatum, Pam Pegram, and Kim Ball. We did not know one another over 8 years ago, but God just brought us all together.
Yes.
And so we're very passionate. We're serving in different churches throughout our community in various roles. And Tina had the vision, Tina of Coffee Central, of course.
Tina Tatum.
That's right.
She's like some of these other people in the community that miraculously is in 5 places at once.
Yes.
Don't know how she does it.
But she does it well.
Very well. At a high level.
Yes. And part of that is fueled by or powered by caffeine.
I wonder where she gets it from.
I know, right?
Right?
So Tina brought us together, and we just had a conversation, Derek, about women in DeSoto County. How can we come together? There has been such a disconnect over the years. We know that women love Jesus. Some of them may be in church, some of them not. But how can we build a community
Right.
of women who love women,
Yes.
who love Jesus, regardless of if they're in church or not, and who love their community?
So what do you think causes the disconnection?
We're all in our own little worlds.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
We're all about, this is my family, these are my things that I've got to do, this is my job, this is where I need to be. And so that causes a disconnect because
Stressing.
we're so focused.
Stresses on work and school and
Raising children, taking care of senior parents.
yeah.
We're all in our own little quads.
We're distracted
We are.
from Jesus and community, right? Yes.
Because we're trying to make it on our own.
Yeah.
And COVID didn't help.
Yeah, that changed a lot of people in so many different ways,
That's right.
for sure.
For sure.
So do you think, I mean, COVID obviously, brought on all kinds of stresses and loss of work and family coordination and everything. But do you think maybe there was a level on the other side of the spectrum where because people had time to sit down to reconnect?
Yes, absolutely. So when you have that alone time, when you have to be still, you cannot go to Lowe's or TJ Maxx. And there comes a time when you realize, okay, there's a whole nother side. There's a whole nother world. I need to get involved. And it made us hunger and thirst for community. What's my neighbor doing? So now I'm taking over a shared casserole because we can't go to the movies during that time.
Okay.
So now I'm having conversations with the people who live around me, but I've been disconnected. I may not be able to bond with you over a cup of coffee face to face because of regulations at that time, but I can connect with you across my fence.
You just hand something to them, masks worn, keeping it safe.
Right. But making that eye contact.
Yeah.
I care about you.
We didn't have to cover our eyes.
No, we did not.
Yeah, and being alone or just quarantined, it probably puts it into perspective. Wow, I didn't realize how much I needed the human connection. You know, and I'm sure that's what you felt.
Absolutely. And so with GatHER, now there's a central entity, if you will, where women can come together, talk about what's going on in their individual lives, in their spot in DeSoto County, as well as in the workplace and in their families. And then we love to shop.
Course,
so we can shop together. We can talk about things. Did you see this at the farmer's market? No, I got to go to that booth next time I'm there. You know, things like that. All the things that bring us together as human beings, as well as make us unique.
Yeah, and just in life in general, you know, men and women have their different stresses, their different things, their different hang-ups, the different challenges.
Right.
So the women can get together, you have that commonality, right? So do you find that in that community as well, that you can lean on each other for things that only women can understand?
Absolutely. So that's what makes GatHER DeSoto so powerful. We all have our stressors. We all have things that are going on in our lives. But when we come together, we realize we're sisters. Right. We look differently, we worship differently, but we're still connected. And all of those outside barriers tend to break down when we get together, when we gather ourselves together. And then that common thread running throughout all of us is the love of Jesus. No one is going to ever say, well, I don't love Jesus. And so that common thread brings us together. And so if we're loving Jesus, we're going to love one another and we're going to love our community. And then we're going to want to invest in those women who may be less fortunate than we are. And that's another angle that GatHER supports.
Yeah, I mean, it's preach, live through Christ, right?
Absolutely.
So
We're the hands and feet.
That's what you're doing.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
So 2020, ideas start coming together, reaching out and everything. But when does it become, I want to get the name right. When does it become, go through my notes, GatHER Desoto Women?
Okay.
When does it come the name and the actual organization that it is?
Actually, it happened before COVID. So we had maybe 4-5 years running strong. And then we had to, shut down all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So during that planning stage, those 4 years before COVID actually took place, we were up, we were running, we were having community fellowships at various churches. Our first event was actually here at the Hernando Performing Arts Center at the high school, 500 women.
Wow, that's full house.
Full house, our very first year, and we have only grown since then.
You guys sold out, in essence, a theater.
We absolutely did.
That's impressive.
Yes.
And it shows there was a need.
Right.
And you're solving, you have a solution to, for a lack of a better term, problem.
Yes. Yes. Women coming together.
Yeah.
Networking, loving on one another, being fortified, empowered, encouraged to live their best life now, that you can be victorious now, that you have a voice now, that you are loved and have value now.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Not when your children leave the nest, not after you finish your degree, or, not next week, not next year. Now you can begin living an amazing life.
Yeah, you can start anytime, and that goes to any kind of big decision. If you want to take a leap of faith on starting a business or whatever it may be, you can start now. And you know what? If you fall, you can get back up tomorrow.
Absolutely. And we learn from the falls.
Yes.
I mean, that's part of the education. Now I know what street not to take. Now I know what business venture not to be a part of. Those failures are powerful lessons, and it's all in our perspective, how we look at it. And it should be an opportunity for growth.
Have you ever, at a gathering like the theater, we have a large group. Have you ever seen a husband being dragged in to get the perspective of what this is all about?
Not dragged into the conference itself. Now, we have had our spouses come in and they're doing the manual labor. They're decorating, they're cleaning, they're setting the stage, but actually being a part of the audience, no, we need you at home keeping the kids.
That's right. It's their turn, right?
That's right.
But I say drag because it's an ongoing joke. Guys, I kind of want to do this, but I think it's important that the spouses understand what you all are doing, and I hope learning about you and their wives and getting maybe a little more respect and some perspective on the stuff that you all go through as women.
And let me tell you, there has not been one husband who has come back on the Sunday or the Monday after our GatHER conference and complained. Their lives are better for it because we leave and return home energized, transformed, a new thirst and passion for life, for the marriage, for the children, for doing laundry. Yeah. So it's invigorating to see the transformation before the GatHER conference, during it, and then the impact afterwards.
So do you want before we move to Engage for More, is there anything you want to add for this organization we're talking about right here?
Oh, absolutely.
Go for it.
This is the perfect time to get your tickets for our GatHER Women's Conference. It's going to be held in August. Tickets are on sale now. They're already going fast. We're excited about that. We have a Friday night where we have worship and shopping and networking. And then that Saturday where we have guest speakers, we have the preached word, we have testimonies, and we highlight our nonprofit that we sponsor every year, which makes a huge difference in the lives of women. And so this year, you're going to be excited to be able to help women who are underinsured. That's who we're highlighting this year. All about Jesus. Greater is He.
So the dates, Friday, August 23rd and Saturday, August 24th.
That's
Where's
right.
the best way to purchase these tickets? Where should they go?
Online on our GatHER website, which we have provided, as well as feel free to go to our social media page on Facebook to purchase tickets as well.
So we got, where's the website? GatHER-woman.com.
Yes, sir.
Is the right place to go to find these tickets. Go check that out, everybody. Go. And then, we'll talk and we'll bring up your Facebook pages and all the contact stuff again at the end, but go find their pages. You go to their websites, and obviously you have links to their Facebook page and maybe other socials. Like, comment, share. It really makes a difference.
Yes.
It's even just as simple as clicking the like button. Make it a heart, though, right? Make sure you make it a heart. Or a little care, or the huggy.
Love us.
It goes a long way. It pushes these posts further through the algorithm, and it spreads the word better. So please check that out. Anything else for this before we move on to Engage for More?
We're here to serve.
Okay.
Bringing women together.
Awesome. So now Engage for More. Let's talk about it, and then let's learn about. It must have a different twist to it, right? It comes with a different mission with the same theme as for women.
Yeah.
But let's hear more about it and how it differs.
Okay. So, of the four of us, Kim, Pam, and myself felt a calling to branch out from GatHER and open Engage for More with Tina as well. But with the multiple businesses that she runs, her time just would not permit.
It's up to 3 now.
Right, absolutely. And so we felt led to come alongside women who they know Jesus because they go to Sunday school, because maybe they go to church every Sunday, but they don't have a relationship with Him. And so we wanted to offer a platform where women would be able to engage Jesus in every aspect of their lives.
It's like ministering, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in our finances, in our relationships, in our feelings, in our physical and mental health, just every area that impacts us as a human being, engaging Jesus. So that's how Engage for More came about.
So what are some of the ways that you do this?
Absolutely. So we have an Engage for More podcast, which airs every Monday, a new episode wherever you get your podcast.
You're the first. No, I was about to lie. Sorry.
We don't lie.
The second person on this show after almost 60 interviews that has a podcast.
No way. I feel so.
We need to be the podcast evangelists.
Yes.
Because as a business in podcasting, there's still a lot of education there. But I digress. So what is that? What would people experience by going to that podcast?
Okay, so you're going to hear we just finished the Maybe series. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe Jesus isn't real. Maybe He doesn't love me. Maybe I'm not enough.
Questioning everything.
Right. So that month of May was spent addressing the maybes, and everything we discuss is based on biblical truths and then showing how you live this out in your everyday walk. So that's one way we provide information, education on how to engage Jesus every day of your life.
You're speaking my mission as a podcaster. That's what it's for. It's the best platform to really connect with your audience.
Right.
And give them rich information more than just a quick little snippet of inspiration on Facebook. Still valid, still good, but podcasting can give you a longer form platform for that.
Right.
That is almost like archiving as well. You get a new audience, you get a new subscriber, 30 episodes in, I guarantee you, based on your titles, they're going to scroll down.
That's right.
And find an episode that hits them the right way.
Yeah.
So Apple, Spotify?
Yep.
Is it video based?
It is. We're on YouTube as well.
Beautiful.
Engage for more.
Man, I'm liking your podcast more and more. Yes, you're doing it right.
We're trying. We're trying. We're still new in the game. I think we have like 137 episodes.
That's not new in the game, ma'am. That is outstanding.
Oh my gosh.
There's a large percentage of the million podcasts out there that die at episode 20.
Okay.
If that.
Okay.
Seriously, a lot just taper off. They don't realize how much work goes into it.
Yes.
The preparation. I'm sure you do some interviews. So prepping the interview, the editing, the filming, all of it. The booking of the guests, as I just spoke earlier, is not easy.
That's right.
It's not easy. It almost turns into like a sales position because you're following up and trying to research and find your leads.
Yes.
So good for you.
Thank you.
130 plus episodes is outstanding, and that's great. Good for you.
And for this month that we're airing on your podcast, we're the Jumpstart June series. So one of our individuals that we're interviewing is Melanie Red. And so I took a page from your book, in formulating questions, just getting to know her a little bit so that I'm not surprised maybe Saturday if I'm out at Nukes or somewhere and she says, "Hey, I'm going to be on your podcast."
Like what happened to me?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we spoke earlier before the show, I'm all about story. We're here to educate.
Right.
That's exactly why I have, wonderful people like yourself on this show to educate what they're doing and how people can help. You got to know the person.
Right.
I love learning about the person because people buy people, for a lack of a better term. You're not looking for people to buy what you're doing, but you are.
Yeah.
You're looking for people to trust you, get to know you.
Right.
Be like, I like Gwen. I'm going to follow her more.
Yeah.
And then now you're engaging them.
That's right. And so I try and be as real and authentic as I possibly can. And a trauma in my life that helped me with that was when I was diagnosed with alopecia.
Okay.
And this was, it's been approximately 10 years now, 12. Okay. 12 years. And so that was a very traumatic experience for me.
For people that may not know, it's
the loss of hair. Your body thinks your hair follicles are the enemy and starts fighting it.
It's almost like an autoimmune
That's exactly
thing.
What it is.
Okay, now I'm learning.
Yeah.
Why that happens. That's
right. It's just
crazy.
One of those things. And so it started with like a quarter-sized bald spot in the back of my head. And I thought, okay, I'm stressed. I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing at this stage in my life, and it'll grow back. Well, then a second bald spot appeared. So I went to see the dermatologist, and you go through all the stages with the creams and the shampoos and the injections. And then you go to hair specialists, and they're shooting needles in your scalp. And
oh my gosh.
So, yeah, very traumatic. And, I didn't want to go through that. That was not the test I wanted for myself.
Right.
And during that time, I'm still a mom, 2 children, a husband, and so I was embarrassed and ashamed. And so when I realized, okay, this is what it is, I started wearing wigs.
Okay.
And, to cover up, because we don't want our inferiorities shown. We want to mask so that we blend in and look like everyone else.
Look, ultimately, you need to do what you need to do for yourself to feel good.
Yeah.
Around people in public.
Right.
Because that must be the biggest fear of what you're going through. If you need to put a wig on, by all means,
put that wig on.
put that wig on.
Yeah. And so my eyebrows started falling out. Can you imagine just being in the shower and eyelashes on the floor? That was freaking me out. So going through the YouTube, learning how to draw my eyebrows, how to glue on eyelashes, how to apply makeup so that I look like everyone else with my best face forward.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, I can do this. But God was calling me out to not look like everyone else, to be confident in who I am now at this stage. And so slowly, and for all your female listeners, when I became involved in my season of personal saunas, the wigs had to go.
Personal saunas. Oh, so when you jump into the sauna, you can't wear a wig in there.
Oh, no. See, your female listeners picked up on that right away. Menopause.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. And so just being hot.
Okay, yes.
All the
heat
time.
flashes.
Right.
I know that. Okay, yeah. See, I'm kind of in tune a little bit.
We are educating Derek.
That's right.
Probably more than he
Man.
wants. But anyway, just walking into a new Gwen, and this is who you are and how you look, and you are still created in your creator's image.
Yeah.
I still have worth. I still have value, even though I don't have hair.
And that is the ultimate jump to take, because you'll never get pure happiness with that wig,
That's right.
because you're still masking, right?
You have spoken a word.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
so I know masking in my own world is, suffering from depression and anxiety. You don't have to put on a wig or, a literal mask. You just kind of act differently, and you know how to kind of be around people to a certain degree to not let them in on what's really going on with you.
Right.
But now with a wig, I mean, it's almost like a costume, right?
It is.
And you're not going to really be fulfilled in your life if you feel like the only way you can be in society is to wear a costume.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that as you said, Jesus led you to that, right?
Right.
And then you see the big picture. I'm like, maybe, yes, I'm supposed to be, because now you're making other women suffering with that.
An entire movement has taken place.
Yes.
And I love that. Just being self-assured. There may be times when I want to wear a wig, but now it's not I have to.
Right.
To cover up, to go to Kroger, to go on vacation. I mean, have you?
That's you're trapped. Like you're in a cell.
Yeah.
At that point.
Absolutely. So that was one of the transformations that the Lord led me through that has helped me be able to reach women and engage for more, as well as GatHER, being your best self, living a victorious life. Regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah. So you are a shining example.
Thank you.
For sure. And that helps. And good for you to use your powers for good.
Absolutely.
Because you do have powers. If you're comfortable to put yourself out there and be completely vulnerable, people will look up to you. And I don't mean to put you on a pedestal, but they do. They're coming to you for some help.
Right.
Whether they directly relate to the alopecia or how do I connect back to God? Right. Because I'm going through this. So awesome. That's beautiful.
And that's what I do through Engage for More. I mentor, I coach other women who have experienced loss or who are stuck, and they know there's a vision, there's a purpose, there's a plan for my life. I just don't know the next step.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I help them get to the next step and to the ultimate win.
5M Services, we're your comfort specialist. We're dedicated to serving residential and commercial clients with money-saving solutions, combining the highest quality parts with our unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional service to give you the top-notch experience you deserve. A 10-year parts and labor warranty is included with every install. Dial 662-560-7331. 5M Services, making your comfort our priority. Visit us on the web at 5mservices.net for more information.
I have a feeling your podcast is entertaining. You got a speaking voice and a sass to you that you must, people, but that's important too. because they want to go to the show and listen to Gwen,
Yes.
the person. So, well, I always now, like I said earlier, it's good to get to know the person. But before we start talking about your family and some of your accomplishments and what you've done, I'll give the floor again if there's anything else you want to add about Engage for More.
Absolutely. And feel free to check us out on our website or on social media. We're on Instagram as well as Facebook, Engage for More. And we're here to serve women. We offer a mentorship, and we call it The Circle, where women gather through Zoom the first and third Thursday, where there's a teaching session. We offer one-on-one coaching, group coaching. We have classes. Pam Pegram just finished an amazing lead class for women in leadership. Kim Ball is a phenomenal teacher. And then there's me, just living a victorious life through the Stick With Itness boot camp that we just finished in May, and we'll start another session in June. Any area where you are lacking or you need encouragement, Engage for More is here to serve you.
Please find their channels, both organizations. I can't stress it enough how powerful following their page, liking, comment, and sharing, massive. So awesome. And we will circle back and touch back on call to action, as we say.
Absolutely.
We're going to remind everybody where to go and how to find it. All right, now let's talk family here. And you married your college algebra tutor.
I did.
His name is Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. That's cool. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so I had taken algebra twice. I've never been a math person. Tutors all my life from third grade up in math. And so I was majoring in education down in Jonesboro. Is that down or up or over in Jonesboro, Arkansas, at Arkansas State University? And I was like, okay, the first time I got an F. The second time I got a D. So then I got some help the third time. And so I earned a B plus. He earned a wife. Women, if you're struggling, get you a tutor. You just never know where it's going to end up.
So is the fact that he put you from a D to a B plus is what made you fall in love with him?
Absolutely.
It wasn't his character.
No,
wasn't some
no.
of his
I had
looks.
finally passed this course. No, he is my superhero. That's what I call him, superhero.
So while he's tutoring you,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're feeling these emotions and feelings. At what point? Is it early on or?
No, it was really towards the latter end
Okay.
where I came to realize this is a very kind individual, concerned. And, as a college student, we're all broke, so I had no means to pay him. But luckily, he was working for the university in IT. He had already finished school. So the feelings just developed over time. I think it was just the kindness and that patience, because I kid you not, even though I have my PhD, I was a slow learner in all things math.
Right. Yeah.
So,
But you're a creative.
right.
That's often the case.
Yes.
It's one side or the other.
Yeah.
So not to get personal here,
Oh, get as personal as you want.
At what point do you decide, I'm going to throw some signals, and did he catch them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's so funny that you say, did he catch him? Because, I said he was in IT, and geeks make the world go round. We know that. So that's how he would be classified,
As a geek?
Yeah. IT,
Hey,
very
just because he's good at math,
nerdy.
I'm good at math.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
a math head, so I'm not. I'm a geek.
Yeah.
I'm a
math,
goofball.
computers, all things science, technology. He was one of the most intelligent guys I'd ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played tennis. Now we're African American, in case you hadn't picked up on it yet. So he was outside of what I was really used to.
Right. Okay.
So yes, he did start picking up on those signals. And then we're polar opposites. I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, in your face, and he's very quiet and reserved.
In your face and obnoxious.
Yeah.
But that's why you can do what you do.
Yeah.
You got to have that push, that energy.
Yeah.
You must wake up in the morning and let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go time.
Yep.
And he's like,
5:10.
it's Saturday. I don't want to go.
Oh no, I'm up and at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So help you. No, what am I trying to say here? I'll get a little personal because I kind of have a tie-in with this. Is I'm a musician.
Okay.
And I started playing in a band, and then I could tell that one of the lady singers was sending some signals, and now we're together and in a band together. You know, so you know what I'm saying? So I get that. You're like, wait a minute, am I feeling, I'm sensing some signals, but like kind of liking them. But you have that like, really, do I need to, she's in my band. We're in a band together.
Yeah.
He was my tutor. You know, I was like, is this weird?
Yeah.
But then, hey, you just follow your heart, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. And it all worked out.
So you've been married how many years?
Oh my gosh, 32 years, 2 children, adult children. Yay,
you do not. I'm not going to ask your age, but I guarantee you look 20 years younger than it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, yes, and look, but your bubbly attitude.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
Now I run on caffeine and Jesus.
So does Tina help you with that?
A lot.
So let's talk about your kids.
Okay, so 2 adult children. They both live in Atlanta, Jeremy and Kimberly. Kimberly went there to pursue her PhD at Emory. Jeremy, they're both graduates from Mississippi State schools. Jeremy, Ole Miss, Kimberly, Mississippi State.
Ooh.
So you understand football season in my house.
Whoa,
Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
Yes, yes.
Are they not allowed to wear their respective jerseys into the house?
They can because we're Red Wolves fans. So yeah.
Oh, is that
Arkansas State?
Arkansas
Well,
State.
my husband also likes University of Arkansas as well. So we're just all over the place.
Which one is the Razorbacks?
University of Arkansas.
So he's a Razorback fan. And I've never heard. What's your school again?
Arkansas State University in Jonesboro. Red Wolves. It used to be the Indians, but now we're politically correct.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of teams are changing their names.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So what were they? What are their studies?
Okay. So Jeremy's business and Kimberly history.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she struggle with math?
No.
Well, your son in business, it's easy to assume, okay, he's probably good with math.
Somewhat.
Okay.
But she's phenomenal in math.
So I'm not trying to pick on history majors here, but sometimes history and English tap you into the creative side of things, and often they're on that side of the brain.
Right.
You know, but she's kind of balanced, right?
Very balanced in all things. She's so smart. And that was to my disadvantage when, she was a teenager because I had to practice to stay 2 steps ahead of her. Luckily, she was a good girl. Now that boy, on the other hand.
I was great at math in high school, but by the 4th grade, sorry, I have a 15-year-old daughter now. Her name's Skylar. And I was like, sorry, I cannot help you. Yeah. And then they changed how they do math.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, okay, you're on your own.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get a tutor.
So she's studying history.
Right. So history, master's is in English. I forget what her bachelor's in. And now she's a researcher for a company there. So she's really loving that. And my son is sticking with business, working for eBay. And then I have our grand dog named Dylan.
I was going to bring that up.
He's my favorite out of the bunch.
I loved that when you sent me those notes, a grand dog.
Yeah.
So, do they have children?
They don't. Okay. They don't. Kimberly is engaged. Jeremy's still living his best single life now. Yeah.
How old is he?
He is 27.
Oh, yeah, keep going, man. Trust me. Especially once you have that kid, everything changes. It changed me for the better.
Yeah.
1,000%. I was 30 when I finally
had the first.
When I had to grow up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kids will make you do that.
They will.
If they're not making you grow up, you need to look at yourself in the mirror, I think.
That's
but
right.
I'm not here to preach. All right, so you and Gerald attend Brown Missionary Baptist Church in South Haven. I find that really cool and interesting because we have a common thread there too. My daughter has been in choir since 8th grade, and they have concerts there all the time. And not necessarily like Hernando. They do a full county festival, full on
Yeah.
middle school and high school at your church.
Right.
That's
right.
a beautiful auditorium.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've been there for 27 years now. My superhero serves as chairman of the deacon board. We at 15,000 members.
Wow.
I know, right?
15,000?
members.
I know that auditorium doesn't fit.
No.
15,000.
So we have two locations. One is on State Line Road, the main campus, because it was established first.
Okay.
And then the second on Sweeney Road.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so
even with those two, you can house 15,000.
right, we have 3 services to make
Oh,
it
that's
work.
how. Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm thinking it as all at once.
Oh goodness, no.
There's no way.
No way.
So between the two, you got 6 services.
Between the two, we have 3 services.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Which one has 2?
The main campus, actually, because there's a Saturday night for people who work on Sundays,
Oh, okay.
or just want to come in, get your hour, and go on about your life on Sunday, and then a Sunday morning early service at 8:00 at the State Line location, and then at the Sweeney we have the traditional 11 o'clock
11
service.
o'clock. Awesome. Every time I go in there, I see the drum set and
Yeah.
the keyboard, and I'm like, man, this is, I've played in churches.
Oh, that's right. You're in the band. You know how this works.
I used to be a bass player at Christ Covenant Church, Presbyterian Church, right here in town. And then for a cup of coffee, as we'll say, I was in a band at an upstart church in Cordova. And that church, light show,
Oh, yeah.
full on. And then I've been to other churches that have fog machines. Like bringing it full on concert, and I feel like just the way I see the setup there at the Sweeney location,
Yes.
and the size, I'm sure the music there is powerful.
It is. It's a whole production.
Who's your worship leader?
And so we have,
You have a group?
We have a group, and then we have
obviously
the
you have
formal
band.
choir
You have
as
a choir
well.
and band, but you have worship
Yes.
leaders, multiple
We
worship
do.
leaders.
We do.
Yeah.
And my mind just went blank.
I we talked about putting you on the spot,
and
didn't
that's
we?
quite all right. It's really hard to make me embarrassed.
Well, I'm not asking for dates. We talked about
that's
that.
right. That's right.
But okay, and who's your pastor?
Pastor Bartholomew Orr. So he's been my pastor as long as I've been there. I think we're celebrating between 35 and 37 years. I want to say it's 35.
Wow.
Phenomenal. He's all about community. So Pastor Orr is everywhere.
So is it a situation where he's in person at one and then it's satellite to the other one?
He is in person at all 3.
Oh, that's right. There's no overlap. Mm-hmm. That's right.
All 3.
Because Compel Church.
Yeah.
They do a lot of satellite stuff because all the services are at the same time, multiple campuses.
Okay.
And the head pastor will rotate around while the other ones are on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, with them all being different times.
Right.
He's a busy man.
He really is.
Wow.
And then you'll see him on the news or flying through the air for a Christmas production.
Flying through the air.
Yeah, if you Google the flying pastor, he will come up. He was on the Today Show, Steve Harvey Show, all things. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're not done yet. But just thank you for sharing your family
Yes.
with everybody. Tell me more about the stick with itness.
Okay.
That's a tricky word for
It
me,
is.
especially as anyone that's a fan of this show. I'm one to stutter and mumble. It happens. So a 3-week boot camp called Stick With Itness.
Yes.
Persisting through delays or delays, however you want to say it. What is that all about?
Okay. This is for women who have said yes to the dream, the vision, to start a business, to be a stay-at-home mom, to go back to school, to open that nonprofit. And you know that this is your calling, what you're supposed to do in this stage of your life. And so you said yes, but now you're stuck. Or you've given up because it's been too long. You've opened the practice, but you haven't received any clients, no leads, and you feel like giving up.
We need to talk after we're done here. I have my story that falls in line with that for sure.
And so stick with itness. When I was a professor at Arkansas State University, I was over the master's program for teachers going back to get their master's in special ed. And that was one of the terms that was in a textbook, stick stick-with-itness in helping our children with disabilities master a certain goal.
Yeah.
All right. So I borrowed that term, stick-with-itness. It's the same thing. Persisting, not giving up through the delays, through the problems, through the hardships.
You are
through
speaking straight to my heart right now.
Backs. And so I bring in women. We meet in my home because I offered it through Zoom, but nobody wanted to do Zoom. They see how we crave community. They wanted to be in that living room.
Zoom is a minor convenience.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it from home.
Yeah.
Not the same. You
No.
cannot gain true connection over the internet like that. Can't do it.
And so 3 weeks intensive. Why do we have delays? Why do we not give up? Making goals, taking action on their goals. Now, it is designed for 1 hour. I cannot get them to leave after an hour. I'm trying to be very respectful of their time.
Good problem to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this stick-with-itness boot camp, we just finished 3 weeks in May. We're getting ready to start our jump start in June because it's through Engage for More.
Mm-hmm.
With the stick-with-itness, persisting through delays.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's direct practical lessons, informative teaching by yours truly, real life examples, active engagement, and then application. How do I move to the next level? How do I get out of this rut?
My favorite word in this is delays.
Mm-hmm.
And it just hit me. It's like, you know what? That message is saying, this is just temporary.
Right.
This is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ups and downs is life.
Yeah.
In business, is an entrepreneurial story, which I would love to share with you off mic.
Yeah.
You look at a graph for revenue.
Uh-huh.
It's not a diagonal line going from left to right.
No,
It's not. You got to fight through that storm
you do.
because it will get better. The sun does come back. So delays,
Mm-hmm.
I love that word in there
Yeah.
because it's really sending a positive message. Hey, this is not permanent.
That's right. That's right. And we go over that. And again, it's all biblically based.
Mhm.
So we start with that foundation. This is your purpose based on the vision God has given you, that desire when you were in 3rd grade that you knew. For me, I knew I'd be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you were in college and it really spoke to you. Or maybe you went to Africa and you felt, this is what I'm meant to do. And so you say yes to that. But then there's like no financing for it. Nobody's calling you. Nobody's booking an appointment. Nobody wants to hear or see or allow you to serve. How do you stick with it when nothing seems to be happening? That's your classroom. During that time when the dream doesn't seem to be materializing the way we want it to on the timeline that we have set for ourselves, we're learning behind the scenes. Our character is being developed. We're learning patience, kindness. We're learning how to persevere. We are educating ourselves during this time because even though we've said yes, we may not be really ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you see a path open for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Mm.
That was not part of the plan.
No.
You know, and I can speak for myself on this.
Mm-hmm.
When in that delay, it's easy to get bitter.
Yes.
It's easy to get jaded. Imposter syndrome,
Woo.
losing total confidence in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Was it all luck that prior to this delay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm sure you get a lot of that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's why the Bible has to be the foundation. The word has to be what you're building this yes on.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing that I tell all the ladies. God doesn't change his mind.
Yeah. He knows what's up. You just have to listen and keep your ears open.
That's right. And
yeah.
have the faith and the wherewithal. Okay. And then don't be anxious. We get anxious. We become worried. We start making stupid decisions.
Losing sleep.
Yeah.
you're preaching to the choir here.
We've got to say, okay, Lord, this was your best yes for me to do this. This is your plan for me. This is where I am on this. Seems to be like a treadmill. Did I say that correctly? Treadmill going nowhere quickly.
Yes. It's just, spinning in mud, however you want to call it. Yeah.
So what am I supposed to be doing during the lay? What am I supposed to be learning or working on?
And it's such a huge question because nothing's working.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what makes you just spiral out of control.
Right.
It's like nothing is working.
Yeah.
So you're lost.
Yeah.
And you help direct them.
Yeah. Give them direction, get you unstuck, help you to realize you may be in your wilderness season, but you're not lost.
Right.
His eyes are on you. And this is what you need to be doing during this time.
I like that. Wilderness season.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes, you make a parallel to the winter.
Yeah.
The delay could be the winter.
Right.
The spring is like, I'm making some headway and everything. But the wilderness, I like that because you're lost.
Yeah.
You don't know what's north or south,
Mm-hmm.
and you're out there trying to survive on what you feel like is nothing, right?
Right.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good analogy. So I skipped over something here.
Okay.
You mentioned school and teaching. I forgot to mention that you're head of school of Brown Christian Academy.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
All right. So I was doing all the things as a professor at Arkansas State University, like, oh my God, I will never leave here. I'll just not show up one day for work and they'll know I'm dead. I was in my dream job. And we all go through those phases because first my dream job was teaching third grade. That's all I wanted to do and loved it. But then God said, okay, it's time to open a school.
Open a school.
So
it's not time to teach. It's time to just start one.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
that's
so that's
impressive.
what we did during COVID. The intent was an elementary school. COVID struck. Everything stopped. So we opened up an early childhood preschool. And so in Brown Christian Academy, we currently serve infants through pre-K4 during the academic year. We follow Desoto County's academic calendar. During the summer, we have a summer enrichment program where we service children who have completed kindergarten through fifth grade. Is phenomenal. Not a camp, an enrichment center. Why? Because children don't have a lot of academic focus during the summer time.
Of course, yeah.
And so we don't want them to lose what they've gained, and we want to propel them even further when they go back. So the focus is on reading, mathematics, science, and then we offer, and writing, and then we do Spanish, theater, art, music, chapel.
Yeah, the arts.
Yeah,
that's just as important.
All about the arts.
Yeah, my daughter's in choir. I've seen firsthand what that's done for her. Depression runs in our family. She's battled it.
Yes.
It's therapy for her.
Right.
1,000%. Music, that's why it's always, I've been playing 30 years. It's important. And then also being trained, because Skylar, my daughter, knows how to read music. I don't.
Yes.
I never got taught.
Really?
I learned everything by ear. I'm old school,
Okay.
playing guitar and stuff. But especially the bands, the school bands.
Yes.
Learning how
I love
actual
it.
sheet music works and notation works. I'm a believer that it makes you smarter.
It does.
It does level you up in concentration, in math.
Yes.
Because math is all through music. Whole note, half note, quarter note. You're dividing, right? It really does help. So I'm a big proponent of arts because it balances that all out. It really does serve a purpose. So.
And that's what we offer at Brown Christian Academy, with the goal of opening a program for middle school boys, our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade boys here in DeSoto County. We need something that really targets them during those summer months, and then opening the lower division school in the following years. So,
Awesome.
So serving as head of school of that.
And 2 big organizations, a very busy podcast. You're a very busy woman, but I can see why you can do it all. You're like Tina Tatum. Just, you know how to be in 5 places at once, don't you?
That's right. That's right.
You know all about time management.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm not the expert yet, but I am.
It takes discipline.
Yes.
I can organize my calendar, color code it, make it beautiful.
Impressive. Yeah.
But I often don't follow my rules.
Yeah.
You get interruptions,
You
know, so you get
do.
valid interruptions, but it really takes some discipline to
It
follow a
does.
calendar.
Yeah.
It really does.
We got to start keeping our promises to ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Before we say goodbye,
Okay.
let's hit some more. We'll circle back to call to actions, I call.
Okay.
Let's send people to gather-women.com
Right.
and engageformore.com.
Yes.
Look out for the annual Gather Women's Conference
Yes.
held this year at Landers Center, Friday, August 23rd, Saturday, August 24th. Go to engageformore.com for the tickets. Or did I get that wrong? Gather. Sorry about that. Gather-women.com for those tickets. Follow all over their Facebook pages. You said you're also on Instagram for some of this
We
stuff too.
are for both. And then Gwen at engageformore.com as well if you want to engage with me.
For anything, you'll see that it's engageformore.com for her email, but you can reach out to her for everything we talked about today.
Absolutely.
At that email. Again, Gwen at engageformore.com.
Yes,
Such a
sir.
pleasure having you in here. Thank
Absolutely.
you for doing this.
Thank
And
you, Derek.
sorry I didn't recognize you or catch your name.
No worries at all.
And love this. And I'm anxious to push this out to the community and so they can learn more about the organizations and you.
Thank you.
So thank you. All right. And then now, thanks to the audience for making it this far. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing and engaging on all of our socials, which are Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube as far as our episodes are concerned. Full network. Go to therealhernando.com for all those channels. And again, thanks to all of our beautiful sponsors. Wesley Meadows and all of our other sponsors fuel this. It makes it me possible as a business to fuel this podcast and highlight beautiful people like Gwen. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're happy for Gwen, be happy for yourself because you're the reason why we can do this.
That's right.
All right. So, all right, y'all. Thank you again, and you have a great day.